How to escape the Matrix. I've just watched a video about this and it's pretty exciting. So I don't know if I will do an intro in every video I do. I'm just trying it. I'm Louis. I talk about personal development, about my own journey of personal growth, about spirituality, the law of attraction. And so it kind of feels like for most people who are suffering that we're in a matrix where we're kind of victims, of a world that is trying to bring us down and to make us fit in a cell defined by societal norms. And so it feels like you have to fit in and you have to have a job, do what your parents think is good for you and what society thinks is good for you. Like have friends, drink, buy stuff to be happy, go on vacation in order to be happy. Like I work a lot in the week, but just like then let the steam out in the weekend. And it kind of feels like a matrix because it feels like everyone has to do this, and a lot of people are now probably seeing that this way of living is not very fulfilling. So what I think is there is actually no matrix to escape at all. I think what you should do if you want to, and that's what I'm trying to do, is to see that your beliefs create reality, and to see that you have no idea what reality truly is, because you can do this really like funny exercise. I mean, it's funny for me, maybe for you it's gonna be fucking boring, but you take an object and you look at it and you try to not define it. And you can take a very simple object like an orange or a tomato or something, and you look at it and you really try to not label it, just like feel the presence of it, And after a while, you can just do it for a few minutes. You're gonna see that like what you're looking at isn't really a tomato or an apple. It's like undefinable. It's just you've labeled it your whole life as being an apple, but that's just like a sound vibration that we hear and that we link to a concept in our mind. So our mind like just links the word apple or tomato to every experience we've had with that and images and whatever, but that's all thoughts. But the tomato is only a tomato, and when you look at it you're like, well, what the fuck is this? It's really strange, actually. I've never looked at it like this. And so you'll see that the reason why I'm saying that is like reality is its own thing, and whatever you believe to be true and think about it, that's not reality. That's what you choose to believe about reality, and that shapes your experience. And what you choose to believe and think about reality will either make you feel bad or feel good, feel empowered or feel like a victim, like you're a victim from your circumstances. And so you're actually like creating this cell you think you're in, and this victimhood, but you're not a victim. You're just creating like your own limitations. And you can really listen to empowered people, and they're all gonna tell you that you can change your life. You really can. And even when they have nothing to do with spirituality or the law of attraction, you'll see that they know that they can change their lives, and if they can do it, we can do it as well. And so what I have found to be most impactful in my own life is to change how I view life in order for like myself to motivate myself to make the inner changes. And so when I see life like a dream, I'm fucking excited. I just love that perspective. I know it's just a perspective, but I love it. And it enables stuff to be like way more flexible. And I know that as this is all a dream, The only thing I have to do is to care about like my beliefs, my thoughts, and how I feel, and how aware I am, the inner dimension, and that's it. And that releases so much pressure of you, because then you know happiness is going to change just like if you change that stuff. You just have to change, be more aware of what you think and what you believe, and then change it a little bit, you know, like really gradually in time. You've got your whole life to do that, so it's fine. And to start caring about how you feel in each moment, and try to see like what you can do, inner processes that you can do in order to feel better. And so what I do is, in like all day long, in every fucking moment, I I am aware of how I feel, or at least I intend to be being aware of how I feel. And when I don't feel good, then I try to understand why, or I try to feel into it, or to meditate until I'm like feeling peaceful. I remember that this is all a dream, and also like I physically feel into it, and then I feel better. And then I try to like see what triggers good feelings in myself. And most of the time, it's just like a perspective on life that makes me feel good. Like I think that there are parallel realities where I'm already living my dream, and I can get in touch with them by thinking about them, and merely like just um, like feeling how I would feel in that particular parallel reality. And then I feel awesome. I'm like, wow, I can feel like this all the fucking time. It's awesome. And I know that as this is all a dream, stuff is going to change. And well, if you're curious, you can just like look at videos that I did a few months ago, and you'll see that my just like how I feel and how I talk has tremendously changed. So I think the change is very like obvious for me. For other people, it's not gonna be that obvious. But I just watched a video of myself like back in July, and I see my face, my posture, and I'm like, man, I didn't seem to be very happy 2 months ago, or it's not 2 months ago, it's maybe like 4 months ago now. And and this like really shows me that I've made incredible uh, progress in terms of just how I feel. I feel at least like peaceful most of the time now. And I mean, I cannot lie, like I've got a lot of moments where I don't feel good, but now I can change these moments a lot quicker. I'm not a victim of these moments anymore. Then I'm like, oh, it's because I believe this stuff, and so my body responds like automatically to this belief, or maybe to this like conditioning, trauma, or whatever. I feel into it, then I feel better. And you know, and when you know that everything you have to do is just like shift your beliefs, shift your thoughts, and how you feel, it like all the pressure is away, and it's just like way better, because then you're like, oh, what I can actually care about is what I've always cared about. And what you've always cared about is to feel good. Every human's does stuff in order to feel good. So now what you can do is see that you can do it all the time. And that's how your life is going to change. So it's not like, oh, you have to sacrifice your life in order to be able to feel good. And every time you do something that feels good, like your life is going to just, how do you say, like to fall apart. No, it's the contrary. Maybe some stuff is going to fall apart, like friendships, or stuff that doesn't feel aligned to who you are anymore. But the true stuff is going to come. But this is a gradual process. Like you gotta feel into it. I mean, it took me months to like become happier and feel more empowered. And this is just the first step for me out of 100 steps. But nonetheless, it feels awesome. So that's how you get out of the matrix. It's by realizing that you are creating it through your beliefs, and you are the sovereign, just like master of your own emotions, and you can change them, and then everything changes. So thanks for listening.